Well, in London, the trumpets are sounding and colors are flying to mark Queen Elizabeth's official 92nd birthday celebration. Victoria Arbiter is a CBSN royal contributor, and she joins me now on set. Victoria, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you back. We're done with the royal wedding. We're on to a birthday. I just want to know, how is it that the Queen has two of these birthdays?
Well, there have to be some perks when you're sovereign, of course.
Enough.
But Trooping the Colour marking the sovereign's birthday dates back to 1748. And it was actually George II who was a very popular king, and he wanted the people to have an opportunity to celebrate his birthday. So he tied it into the annual Trooping of the Colour ceremony. But it was actually Edward VII, much later, the Queen's great-grandfather, who said, let's do it in June. His birthday was November. The weather is notoriously bad in November. June, you can rely on it a little bit. The weather today was glorious. They haven't always been, but that's why the Queen gets to celebrate twice.
Speaking of glorious weather, the wedding of now the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan. I want to ask you about this. Was their first official appearance together, or?
It wasn't their first official appearance together. That came a couple of days after the wedding. There was a garden party marking Prince Charles's 70th birthday and his commitment to his charities at Buckingham Palace. But this was the first time Meghan appeared on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, the first Trooping the Colour that she attended. So it was a very big step in terms of her royal life. And also to be present with the whole royal family. This really is the only time of the year that the British public, the Commonwealth, gets to see the whole royal family on the balcony together.
And we're seeing that we just saw Camilla and Kate together. Are they always riding together in that vehicle?
They do ride together, and that's because Charles and William are on horseback. They were escorting the Queen as colonels of the Welsh regiment for Charles and the Irish Guards for William. And so, yes, so Kate and Camilla were riding together, but you really saw the family dynamic on the balcony. Savannah Phillips, she's one of George and Charlotte's second cousins. She put her hand over George's mouth to stop him singing the national anthem. Charlotte was clapping like crazy when the flypast came. The Queen and Kate had the giggles at one point. Camilla was chatting to Meghan. So you really get to see the sort of intimate dynamics of this family.
It's really fascinating, a portrait, especially those cute kids. You know, I always got to ask you about my favorite royal.
Yes.
Prince Philip. He is my absolute favorite, not to be overshadowed. He's got a 97th birthday coming. How is he doing?
I'm so glad he's your favorite, because he's earned that respect. He's the longest-lived British consort. He's the longest-serving British consort in history. Wow. He's a remarkable man. He turns 97 tomorrow, and people were hoping to see him at Trooping the Colour today, but he retired last August from official duties, and he is technically still recovering from hip surgery. We did see him at Harry's wedding, Harry and Meghan's wedding, and there was no way he was going to miss that. He's incredibly proud of Harry, and he was determined to walk down that aisle unaided. But Trooping the Colour is a day that can be very wearing. It's a number of hours, having to be in formal wear, having to be on the balcony, and I think it's just too much. So he was watching from the comfort of home.
If anyone deserves a pass, the fact that he made it after hip surgery and stood there, and he had that black eye, maybe possibly took a fall.
That's right, yes.
So he just looked fantastic, and I'm grateful he was able to make it for that. I do want to switch gears and ask you about this surprise announcement for what seems like royalty, the Beckhams. What's going on here?
Yes, pop and soccer royalty with the Beckhams. Well, the Beckhams have announced that they are planning to sell their wedding outfits to raise money for charity, and I think this is a great idea. The Beckhams are well known for their philanthropic efforts. They're constantly trying to do things to raise money for charity. They've both been tremendous ambassadors for the United Kingdom. So yes, they are selling their wedding outfits to raise money for charity. I mean, you can't wear your dress that you wore to the royal wedding more than once, so you may as well sell it for charity.
Well, that's a good cause, and it's going to the Manchester bombing one-year anniversary, so that's great to hear that they'll be doing that. Well, Victoria Arbiter, always a pleasure to have you on set, filling us in. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.